We are live now. You can start. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Immigrant Services Calgary employment event. My name is Carlin, and I am the newcomer employment specialist, as well as your event organizer for today.
Carlin, you're not sharing your screen.
Yeah, that's on purpose. I'm going to go back to your screen in a minute. Thank you for your reminder, Meenakshi. I would also like to welcome our Facebook audience who is joining us live from all over the world, as you guys are very important to us. And now I'm going to share our wonderful screen again with you so that you can see our welcoming slides, which are very important. So I hope you can see my screen, guys. We are going to do the land acknowledgement. So I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional territories of the Blackfoot and the people of Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, the Tsuut'ina, the Stoney Nakoda First Nations, including Chickasha, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nation. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3. And I also would like to humbly thank our program funder for their support. Without them, we would not be able to do our online events. A few reminders before we begin. I know some of you might be sick of hearing me say this, but we did have some latecomers. So I'm going to say this one more time. Please mute your microphone and turn off your camera out of respect for the guest speaker until she is done with her presentation. Absolutely no abusive language will be tolerated. Please do not post any personal information in the chat box, and please save any of your questions to the end of the workshop and type them into the chat box. At the end of this presentation, I will be providing you with an evaluation link, and it's so important to us that we actually get your feedback so that we can improve the quality of our event. So thank you so much for putting up with those reminders. I'm also going to introduce our event today. So today we are going to be learning about how to improve our online applications. During the job hunt, one of the largest and most common pain points that job seekers face is learning how to navigate online applications. This is a long process, and we often see confused and hurt job seekers who complete application after application to receive no response. And this gets very frustrating. In light of this reality, we are hosting an online event in which we're going to focus on how to help applicants improve their chances of job search success by tweaking how they apply for jobs online. Our guest speaker today is Lena Alex. Lena works in talent acquisition as an advisor in Calgary. She has over 10 years of experience in human resources, especially in recruitment. She has authored a wonderful book called Overcome Your Interview Anxieties in 2020. And so now she's going to be talking to us about how we can improve our online applications. Lena, the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Carlin, and welcome everybody to this session. Hope you're all having a wonderful summer. And here in Calgary, happy Stampede if you're joining us from Calgary. Thank you all for joining in this session today. I want to share some best practices in an effort to make your job online application a little bit more efficient. So at this time, I want to share my screen and start the presentation. Give me 1 minute here. Okay. So hope you all can see my screen. Once again.
Yeah.
Thank you. Once again, welcome to this session on optimizing your online application. Like I said, I want to share my experiences and make it easier for you when you put in your online application to make it a little bit more efficient when you send in your online application. So in today's technological advances, we have everything at our fingertips, right? Information, stats, predictions, data, market analysis, it's all available. Sometimes, however, I feel that it's hard for us to get to what we need. it is more difficult to apply for a position today than it was 10 years ago. I remember when I put in my application 10 years ago, it was on pen and paper. Gone are those days, right? When you put in your application and pen and paper and meet the person face to face, then you put in your application. Gone are those days. It's almost all virtual now. And again, today, I'm pretty sure you're attending this session either because you're on a job hunt or in future, you can use these tips for your job hunt. So these are best practices to how to apply like a pro. And you can make it better. You can fine tune it and make it better if you want to. So first of all, when I'm sharing these best practices, you can take it, fine tune it, and make it even better to enhance your job application. And I want to start off with a few things on what not to do first. And then I want to move ahead with 5 simple tips to make your online application better. So first of all, I would say, don't spray and pray. When you are sending your application, make sure that you review each job posting. Make sure that you are not sending the same application and same cover letter for all of your applications. Align your resume. Make sure that you read and understand your job posting a little bit better and then apply. Do not leave your contact information out or on the last page. Make sure that your contact information is easily visible for the recruiter or the employer. And lastly, do not ignore your LinkedIn profile or your social media in this online application world. Don't have inconsistencies while you put in your resume. At this point, I'll stop sharing and want to share once again because I do see some marks on the screen. Okay, I think this is a little bit better. Okay, so I want to reiterate the fact that you want to, when you send in your application, review the job posting, have your contact information on your resume, which is very important. They need to get in touch with you. The employer needs to get in touch with you. And lastly, have your LinkedIn profile updated so that you have consistencies. Okay, so the number one, we are going into the must-haves on an application for online applications. Number one, I would say, is align your resume to the job posting. Ensure that you have clarity of what the job is demanding. Read the job posting once or perhaps twice. Understand the language of the job post, what the job is demanding, understand the company culture a little bit, and look at keywords on what they're searching for. There could be key qualifications they're searching for. Make sure that you have that on your resume. Make sure that you have those skill sets before you actually apply. Ask yourself, are you able to do this job? Or have you done at least 60% of the job duties? Then you make sure that you apply for this position. Employers are actually looking for a 50 to 60% match on the job duties and responsibilities from a candidate. See if you can talk of each one of those job duties and responsibilities from your past experience. If you don't have at least a 60% match, chances are you could be rejected. And better still, some companies have applicant tracking systems. The applicant tracking systems can actually rank the number of candidates. They can actually rank the top 10. The top 10 are ranked by keywords from the job posting. So the computer actually looks at what is a good match on your resume, and by that, the applicant tracking system ranks you on top. you have to pay attention to the language in the job posting. Is it a conservative setting? Is it a fun-loving environment? Or is it super casual? A person like me, I wouldn't thrive in an environment where you start your day playing pool or playing cards. I would thrive in an environment which is a professional setting. So for each person, it could be different. So find where your balance is. Find what would work for you. Number 2, add examples. If you align your resume to the job posting, add examples to provide clarity on what you've done. I've actually, in my book, Overcome Your Interview Anxieties, I've written one full chapter about how to enhance your resume, how to add clarity to your resume on what you've done in the past and write it with examples. Rather than saying, I have attended meetings, I have been a part of the team, come to more specifics in terms of what you've done, what you've contributed to the company by providing examples. Refine, adjust, and fine-tune your resume with every application, and consider your resume as a work in progress. Make sure that you enhance it every time you put in your application. Number 3, apply on the company website. Most positions are posted in multiple sites. It could be on Indeed, it could be on LinkedIn, it could be on the company website, it could be on Glassdoor. So when you find a posting that is interesting, go look into the website of the company as well. If it's a good company, they'll have a company website, they will have an applicant tracking system as well. So research the company a little bit, make a cover letter, which is actually towards a company. You address it to the company, write about the company itself, and apply on their website. I feel that there are more chances that you would become visible by applying directly on the company website. There could be chances that the recruiter could see it and the hiring leader could see it. While applying online, make sure you upload your resume. You can put in your cover letter and additional documents if the website would allow you to do so. It could be examples of your work. It could be a portfolio of work that you've done. So upload additional documents in addition to your actual resume and cover letter. There is a chance that they could look into those additional documents as well. So that is providing more clarity of the work that you've done before. For some online applications, there could be check boxes, there could be mandatory boxes that you still need to fill. You could have put in that information on your resume, but still there could be mandatory boxes on how long you worked in certain place, which is your last employer. Fill in as many boxes as possible. Do not leave any box which is mandatory empty, because that might result in saying that you have an incomplete application. So anywhere where you see a red star or a mandatory box, make sure that you fill in with information. So take time, be patient, and put in as much information on your online application. Number 4, add your LinkedIn profile to your resume. By adding your LinkedIn profile, the employee is getting an additional chance to get to see what you've done in greater detail. Maybe your volunteering work, maybe some references that you've got, special projects. So add your LinkedIn profile. And like I said before, make sure that your LinkedIn profile is updated as well, and it is consistent with your resume. The company and the dates that you have worked should be consistent on your resume as well as on your LinkedIn profile. Number 5, build your social media presence. In this online world of application, connect with the people in your industry. If you are an engineer trying to get into the oil and gas industry, connect with people in the oil and gas industry, connect with engineers in your field. If you are an accountant, try to get to more accountants, try to expand your network in social media as well. Like their stories, comment, share, like and subscribe to the companies that you're interested in. Employers also want to build their brand. They like their network growing as well. Connect with the leaders of those companies, and you can perhaps ask them, what makes it special to work there? What are the special skill sets that you require to work there? So you can perhaps gain those skill sets, go to school to get those skill sets, but expand your network and understand as much information about the industry that you want to work in. Understand what are the ideal skill sets that are necessary to work in the company. Show your interest and motivation to learn more about the company. And now, number 6, this is a bonus point that I have here. Apply to employment agencies as well. If you are open to contract work, if you are open to maybe short-term work, temporary work, or contract work, there are employment agencies which would have, they work with various companies and they would have many of those opportunities with them. They are also interested in getting you a job because they work for the companies and they get paid when you or one of the people are employed. So one advantage of applying to employment agencies is that you get visibility to many jobs. Perhaps they can send your resume to multiple employers and they could present you to multiple employers as well. So I suggest that you apply to employment agencies as well. When I first came to Canada, my first job was through an employment agency, and I could get into the HR field. I could get a temporary job, which was a great experience for me. So I would suggest applying to employment agencies as well. They have temporary positions, they have permanent positions, and contracts jobs as well. So those are my 6 points today on how to improve your online application. You have bonus resources in my book. Like I said, my book is Overcome Your Interview Anxieties. I have one chapter dedicated to how to improve your resume, how to talk about what to talk about in your cover letter, how to answer questions, how to answer behavioral-based questions, how to prepare for an interview, perhaps 2 weeks, 1 week, a day before the interview. So it is available on Amazon. Carlin, at this time, if you can share that in the chat of the link to Amazon, that would be great as well. People in this chat room would be able to access that. You can email me with your feedback about this presentation, and you can get a free resume template on how you can put together a resume template. I do have some information on how to get a free resume template. Feel free to connect with me via LinkedIn. My LinkedIn profile is actually listed over there as well. So feel free to connect and expand your network, and hope the 5 points that I shared will be helpful in improving your online application. At this time, I want to thank Carlin and Meenakshi in getting in touch with me to do this presentation, and of course, Immigrant Services Calgary for including me in your presentation today. Back to you, Carlin.
Thank you, Lena, so much for that presentation. I hope everyone was listening carefully and taking notes on what they could do to improve their online applications. Now we're going to say goodbye to the Facebook audience, and thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to conclude our Facebook Live.